It's a Manchu. I'm back for more Super Flat World Survival. Here in my Java world that I've just been in for about 90 minutes now. It's been pretty quick, and you can see it's progressing a lot faster than the Bedrock Edition version. In fact, I'm kind of overwhelmed with the amount of things that I can do and I need to do. I think I'm going to try and make this simple. 3 things that I want to get before anything else are a cobblestone generator, an iron farm, and a marketplace that I can set up to trade with villagers. If I can get those 3 things alone done today, I feel like I've accomplished something. But I think even before I get into that, I've secured the village pretty well, putting up a fence around everything, putting dirt paths over what I believe are the slime chunks that are inside the village, unless I missed one somewhere. And I've put lighting along the fence, but I think I need to light up the interior of the village a little bit better. I can sleep through the night now, but it'd be nice if I didn't have to. And I could work through the night without worry of hostile critters showing up inside the village. Oh yeah, by the way, I am on day 6. Day 6, and I've gotten pretty far. I have to wonder, how did you idiots... How did these guys survive as a species? I mean, seriously, how? How have you not wiped yourselves out by now? Man, those villagers are so stupid. Alright, so let's get started with this pretty standard cobblestone generator that I have made in Bedrock Edition before, so I know this works. That. Go get some water. So I put a waterlogged stair here, a lava source here, and allow the lava to flow up to that stair, and it creates cobblestone. That's a pretty typical cobblestone generator using that waterlogged stair. But there's a way I can make an automated farm that's lossless that... Did he just hit you guys over the wall? He does cause a bit of knockback. Anyway, where was I? Right. So I can make a lossless version of this with just a little bit of redstone. Until very recently, it didn't work in Bedrock Edition, but that has changed. So that now with the, what are we up to? 1.20.40, I believe, in Bedrock Edition. With that most recent update, this cobblestone generator will work in Bedrock Edition as well as Java. But to do it, I need 3 pieces of redstone dust. So if I could find a cleric somewhere... There's workstations for clerics. Is there a cleric in this village? Yes, there's a cleric. Hey, buddy. I'd like to buy a couple redstone dust from you. That will do nicely. I'm also going to need a piston. You know what that means? One of these iron golems has to go. Oh, how convenient. I didn't even have to kill it. I just have to get to the iron that it dropped. Okay, do I remember the piston recipe? Not at all. Fortunately, I can do that. Thank you, recipe book. I also need redstone torch. Piston, redstone torch, 1 piece of redstone dust. Then I'll do it. While I'm at it, I gotta make another bucket, because I could use another bucket. Okay, piston goes there. Now this design is going to be simpler than what I did in the Bedrock Edition flat world, because it requires less redstone to make it. But it is going to be a cobblestone generator, not a stone generator, because I can't waterlog pistons in Java Edition. I need to waterlog that stair. Okay, now that, believe it or not, is a waterlogged stair. Although it's hard to tell because it just looks like a cobblestone block, but that's a waterlogged stair. I'm going to put a lava source here, and the lava will flow down in front of the piston, in front of that waterlogged stair, and it will convert into cobblestone. Until the most recent update of Bedrock Edition, this didn't work in Bedrock Edition. The lava would just flow straight down without turning to cobblestone. But there was a bug involving the interaction between lava and water in Bedrock Edition that's been fixed, and because of that, now it generates cobblestone. Of course, this is Java Edition right now, so it worked in Java Edition before, but now it's been fixed so that it also will work in Bedrock Edition, which means this design that I'm making will work in either version, Bedrock or Java. So now I have a redstone torch down here that's powering this block in front of the piston. I can put a redstone dust here, and that will cause this block next to the piston to be powered, which will activate the piston, cause it to push this block of cobblestone out, and then the piston's no longer powered, it will retract, and then the lava will flow down into that space and create more cobblestone, and it just keeps pushing out. So it's a similar concept to what I made in the Bedrock flat world, except it's making cobblestone instead of stone, and it requires no redstone repeater, just a redstone torch, a piston, and redstone dust. So it's a lot cheaper in redstone materials to make it. And this will just go until it stops moving. Now I believe, let me check. If I break this, if I did this in Bedrock Edition, I broke that block, the piston would start moving again, but once the piston locks, it stops moving in Java Edition until I do something to, I don't know, cause an update, a block update or something to fix that. Once I break this block, it'll start to work again. Alright, now, water source there, and there. I'm going to stand here and dig. All the cobblestone should come to me. Very nice. That will suit me for quite a while, until such time as I actually am going to need stone, and I want to do some large projects that require a lot more, and I have better tools. But that's a long ways in the future. For now, I think that's going to be very effective. Now, I do need to make an iron farm. Something I should get working on right away. Right after I collect a whole bunch of cobblestone. Then iron farm. I have to say, it has been a minute or two since I've made an iron farm in Java Edition. The mechanics for it are totally different from Bedrock Edition. I guess, you know, it's a matter of what you're used to doing, which is harder to do, an iron farm in Bedrock or an iron farm in Java. But I kind of think the Java iron farm is easier for the mere fact that it requires a lot less villagers. In Bedrock Edition, you need a minimum of 10 villagers and 20 beds in the village, and you need some multiple of 10 villagers. In Java Edition, you need a minimum of 3 villagers, just 3. In Bedrock Edition, I'd have to worry about other villagers that weren't part of the iron farm around, and I'd have to worry about where the center of the village is. That's not a consideration in Java Edition because the iron golems that are going to appear not relative to where the center of the village is like in Bedrock Edition, but instead relative to where the villager is that summoned the iron golem. Now to make the platforms the villagers are on 20 blocks up from the ground. See, in Java Edition, villagers summon iron golems, and they do it if they haven't seen one in a while. They'll also do it if there isn't an iron golem nearby and they're panicked by a zombie that they see. In Bedrock Edition, in order for the iron farm to function, a certain percent of the villagers have to have worked in the last day. But in Java Edition, it doesn't matter if they've worked or not. What matters is that the villagers have to have slept in the last day. So instead of making sure that the 3 villagers have a workstation for each of them, I have to make sure they have a bed for each of them. And I can't have them constantly panicked by the zombie, because then they would never sleep, and that's no good. The iron farm would stop working. So I need to get them into a position where, occasionally at least, they can't see the zombie long enough for them to sleep. I was wondering whether the villagers would be able to see the beds and get to them. It's a whole lot easier to get the villagers to get into place when they just do it on their own, you know? That makes my life so much easier. See, I need to put a boat here and somehow get a zombie to get into that boat. Here, zombie, zombie, zombie. He's in the boat. All right. Now, because it's Java Edition, a mob in a boat is persistent. They will not despawn. In Bedrock Edition, they could despawn, but not in Java. Okay, now, I need to get blocks above each of these spots. There, and on the other side of the zombie. And I can't just place it there because the boat's kind of in the boat. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And I can't right-click around the boat because I'll get in the boat and the zombie will attack me. Ow. Right, so I think what I can do... Oh, I know what I can do. I know how I can fix it. I don't need the blocks in these spaces, so I'm going to take a piston and actually push up. Now, right now, those villagers cannot see the zombie because they're completely walled off from him, which is good. I don't want them summoning iron golems right now. I need to set up the platform for the iron golems to appear on. They will appear on a spawnable block relative to the villager that summoned it on the highest place possible. So over the villagers' heads, I will build a spawning platform for the iron golem. Okay. Now I have a surface for the iron golems to spawn on, and even though it looks like there's gaps in the water stream here, that's not a problem because the iron golems are 2 blocks wide and they are going to get pushed by these water streams off the edge. Alright, I think I'm in business. One more thing I need to do to activate this. I need to make it so that the villagers can see the zombie. To do that, I have to break, without actually hitting the zombie, break this block, and this block. Now the villagers should be able to see the zombie. They've already summoned an iron golem, so I need to get rid of the staircase because it's kind of in the way of where the iron golems are going to fall. This would be especially good for an AFK session, but if I sleep as soon as I can every night, this farm might stop working because the villagers can only very briefly have a chance to sleep at night. And they may not get to sleep before I do unless I stay up for a little later. And there we go. The system is now fully automated. I have a working iron farm. Now, the last thing I wanted to do was set up a villager marketplace. A place where I could do some trading and get some really good gear. I'll take care of that after I've AFK'd here for a while and collected some iron. And then maybe travel back to the village I found with the 2 blacksmiths and collect the rest of the lava from there. Because my cobblestone generator doesn't work now. I used the lava source for that. I need to go back and get the other 3 lava sources from there. I want to raid this place and get all the lava sources I can get from here. Alright, I'm going to take all the workstations I get my hands on, even though I probably don't need more grindstones. Oh, also the beds. I want all the beds. Something over there. Yep, that's a village. Appears to be a fairly substantial size. And does it have another blacksmith there? Yes, it would seem so. I can't grab that right now, but what's in here? Iron boots. Another saddle. That's very nice. Sorry, my friend, I'm gonna have to take this. Nope. Nothing. Nada. I'll take that. I don't know that I really need more blast furnaces. I'm gonna leave that behind. I'm looking for a loom. That's what I'd like to find. I'm pretty sure shepherds are a thing that exist, but I can't find them. It's disappointing. Okay, my loyal steeds, time to head home. Before I started on the marketplace, I tore down the one church that was in the corner of the village. I guess I felt that this tiny village only needed one true religion and one church. Now that I think about it, I was worried about phantoms showing up at night. They may not. Now, at least it used to be the case in Java Edition that phantoms would not show up basically below sea level. In Bedrock Edition, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what level it's at. As long as you have open sky above you, phantoms can appear. In Bedrock Edition, the way a village works, you're going to get one villager per bed, and that's about it. And villagers, once they link to a bed, they're not going to unlink from the bed even if they can't reach it at night. But in Java Edition, if they can't reach the bed at night, they'll unlink from it and it'll be an unclaimed bed. And because there's an unclaimed bed in the village, villagers will breed because they have extra beds. So what that means is, once I get the villagers into this marketplace enclosure, they can't link to any beds. They can't reach the beds at night. So they'll unlink from those beds, and then there'll be free beds in the village and more villagers can breed. At some point, the iron farm, which had been working really great, broke when the zombie that was powering it disappeared. And at first I wasn't sure why. I thought maybe it suffocated in the blocks the boat it was in was clipping through. I wasn't really sure, but I figured I had enough iron from the time when the iron farm was functioning to make a minecart and rails. So I'd get a zombie onto a minecart and push that minecart into the space where it was before, and it wouldn't take up as much space as the boat, so it would fit in there nicely. So in Java Edition, mobs will intentionally avoid walking over rails if they possibly can. Now, I don't know if that's an intended feature or a bug. It seems like a bug, but it's been in the game for Java Edition forever. I knew that the zombie would not want to walk on the rails, but what I didn't consider was that it could walk up on the 1 block high wall next to the rails, and it kind of pushed me over the ledge twice. Those are my first 2 deaths in this world. Maybe they'll be the last 2, I don't know. But anyway, once I got through that mistake, I knew enough to make the walls 2 blocks high so that the zombie couldn't walk over it. Eventually, through trial and error, I figured out that what I had to do was break 1 piece of rail in the line and get the zombie to walk into that space. Then place the rail down underneath the zombie's feet, at which point it could walk across the rails because it was on the rails to begin with. Then I could put down the minecart, get the zombie into the minecart, and push the minecart into the corner I needed. Then break all the blocks of the ramp and platform that I used to get it into that position. Break the blocks that were preventing the villagers from seeing the zombie, and the iron farm would start working again. Only at that point did I find out the real reason the zombie disappeared was if an iron golem happened to appear in the middle of that platform and get washed over the center, it would be able to see the zombie as it fell and whack at the zombie on its way down, killing the zombie and rendering the iron farm broken. Once I figured that out, I rebuilt the ramp, put down the rails again, got another zombie, put it in position, and this time, once the zombie was in position, I walled off the zombie so that no iron golem could possibly see it as it was falling down. Now at last the iron farm is functioning, and I hope it stays that way. You know, it's one of those things where you can test stuff and try and build stuff in creative mode all you want, but there's certain important things about doing stuff in survival mode that just doesn't occur to you doing stuff in creative mode. Like how to get the mobs into position. It's kind of an important part of making some farms, and it's something you don't really have to worry about if you're doing it in creative mode. You just, use a spawn egg. Boom, you have the villagers. Boom, you have the zombie. It's in survival mode, there are some important details you have to figure out how to do. And, I have to admit that this particular design of Iron Farm is new. I haven't built it this way before. In the past, when I made an Iron Farm in Java, I used soul sand to put the zombie in a bubble column so it would be bouncing up and down. And in that way, it would continually make and break line of sight with villagers. This is a different method of doing it, which turns out to still work. It was a little bit of trial and error to get it working right, but I was able to troubleshoot it and work it out. Well, there's 3 things I wanted to accomplish, and I have done them. I have a working iron farm, I have a cobblestone generator, and I have a marketplace with villagers. Now, this isn't yet fully populated, and I'll get into why that is in a little bit. But first, I want to talk a little bit about these villager trades. So, they're not identical to Bedrock Edition. Java and Bedrock are a little different as far as what trades you can get from them. And it's difficult to explain. I guess the simple way to say it is, at each level of trades that a villager has, in Bedrock Edition, for each level, it will select one trade from the possible trades that the villager will buy, and 1 trade from the possible list of trades of things the villager will sell. So they'll be able to buy 1 thing and sell 1 thing. If there's nothing at that level of trade that they will sell, then it adds 1 item that they buy, and that's it. Whereas in Java Edition, it just has a list of items that it will buy or sell at a level, and it picks 2 of those at random. So the result of that is many things. For one thing, this armor, and I know there's going to be potentially an update to how this works, but for now, an armorer villager in Java Edition will sell all 4 types of diamond armor. An armorer villager in Bedrock Edition will sell 2 types of diamond armor at random, and to get armors that will sell you all 4 types is going to require having a minimum of 2 armors, and it's kind of luck of the draw, so you're probably going to need more than 2 to get all the types. Another example is that in Bedrock Edition, farmers always buy pumpkin. In Java Edition, sometimes farmers don't buy pumpkins. And there's a number of other little differences like that, which are kind of too numerous to get into. I haven't gotten into leveling up my stonemason yet, but one of the things that a stonemason will sell in Java Edition is dripstone blocks. They could potentially sell dripstone blocks. They do not sell dripstone blocks in Bedrock Edition. But that's really neither here nor there. The reason I don't have a full set of villagers yet is I really don't have enough things I need to trade with villagers yet. Like, I want to have some trade goods to sell to different villagers. Right now, the only trade goods I have to sell to villagers really are sticks and iron ingots. I'd like to be able to sell pumpkins and melons to farmers. I'd like to be able to sell rotten flesh to clerics. I'd like to be able to sell paper to librarians. Other than the rotten flesh, the paper, the pumpkins, the melons, all of that I have to get from a wandering trader. And the thing is, I have yet to see a wandering trader in this game. I know they exist. I know they can spawn this low in the world. I have seen in a different Java Edition flat world that I played a while ago, I have seen wandering traders show up. But it is... what are we on? Day 36. Day 36! And I still have not seen a wandering trader. Not once. But you know what? That's okay. I can live without one. It kind of sucks, but I can live without one. You can see I have full diamond gear right now. Diamond sword, diamond axe, diamond shovel. Okay, maybe I don't have a diamond hoe, but everything else I got is diamond. It's not well enchanted yet because I haven't been leveling up librarians and rolling their trades at this point. But I think I'm suited up and geared up well enough to go to the Nether. And even though I haven't been able to buy pointed dripstone from a wandering trader in order to duplicate lava and make more lava, I should be able to still get enough lava to make myself a portal and go to the Nether. And that's where I intend to go. I will be heading to the Nether next time on Amon Chooses Flat World Survival Challenge, Java Edition.